Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at connecting the Rode Wireless Go 2 into the Canon XF605. And how we want to do that is we want to take the stereo signal that's coming out of the Rode and break it into mono left and mono right for input 1 and input 2 on the 605. So like with any sound equipment, the red connector is the right connector and left is whatever else, usually black or white. Here we could see that the 3 pins are on the top. The 3 pins are on the top here. We want to push in until we hear a click and push in until we hear a click. And like with anything, you don't want to force any connectors in. If it doesn't feel like it's seating properly, you want to reseat it. And now, if you happen to see that your main input is coming into channel 2 and you're not using channel 1, you can swap these two. So you would take input 2 and put it into 1 if you're not hearing any sound. The reason why we're doing this is because we're going to be setting up the camera where our wireless is on input 1 and channel 1, and we're using the built-in camera microphone for our input 2. So now that we have input 1 and input 2 connected and we have our receiver, you can notice on the back our receiver has this clip. Well, that could clip into one of these two, your choice, cold shoes. So I'm going to clip it in the back over here, like so. And any of the excess cable we can wrap up, and these cables come with a little bit of Velcro. You just want to tie up that Velcro like so. Behind input 1 and 2, we see we have line, mic, and mic plus 48V. For these lavaliers, you want to set it to mic. Line is if you're coming off a board, and plus 48V is if you're using phantom power to power the microphone. So now we're going to take a look at our camera settings for sound. We want to make sure that audio is set for manual for channel 1 and manual for channel 2. And here is where we could dial in our settings. And you shouldn't be dialing in any settings until you plug in your headphones right up here. And after you plug in, you'll notice that you'll be hearing channel 1 on the left ear and channel 2 on the right ear. That is perfectly normal. The sound is separated, so when it comes to bringing it into post-production, you could adjust your levels independently. On the outside, we see we have an audio status button. If we hit that, we could take a look at our VU meters. Again, whenever you're recording any type of sound, you want the sound to be hitting at -10 or -12 and never going into the red or peaking beyond that. Otherwise, you'll result in clipping. Next, we go into the menu and we navigate over to our audio setup. Here, the first item we hit is audio input selection, and we make sure that this is set to input terminals. Mic terminal is if you have a 3.5 millimeter microphone, or built-in microphone is the camera microphone itself. Here, input terminals refer to input 1 and input 2. Next, we set our channel 2 input to built-in microphone. So that way we have a backup when we're recording our sound. So once that's all set up, we could hit audio status and we'll get a better VU meter, and we could adjust our input 1 and input 2 levels. So you just test 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you try and make sure that you're not peaking and you're hitting right around that -10 to -12, and you would be doing this with your subject or whoever's speaking. You can ask them a series of questions to get them to speak in a conversational voice so you could really capture the proper setting before recording. And that concludes setting up the Rode Wireless Go 2 system on the Canon XF605 camera.